Hello, everyone. Welcome to another great session of Grow Mastermind Group in Europe site for 6 p.m. in UK and other mornings or afternoon somewhere else in the world. Today we have a great person which is going to provide you with some clarity in your goals, life, and your business. Daniel Perez, which is a clarity coach, and he's helping impact. Driven entrepreneurs to get clarity on their purpose and get to the desired next level by building the pertinent habits and routines. So, without any further ado, Daniel, the floor is
Thank
yours.
you. Thank you very much, Christian, for having me here. It is a great pleasure to have time to share a little bit about myself. But I guess this is not about myself. This is about everyone who is in the audience. The only reason I will talk about myself is so that you get to know a little bit about how and why and who I am. Well, first of all, like you already said, my name is Daniel Perez. I'm a clarity coach. And I'm going to tell you a little story here. Back in August of 2017, I was in Houston with my eldest daughter. She's an American citizen, and ever since she was a little kid, she wanted to go there to school because she knew she's American citizen, so she could go there. But we told her, wait for high school. You are too young. Once you get to high school, we'll take you there. So long story short, since we live in Mexico, when we wanted to enroll her in high school, they wanted to bring her 1 year back. And I was like, why is that happening? Let me go there and talk to the principal and let's figure things out. So I went with her to Houston to enroll her in high school and to get her in the year that she was supposed to be. I took care of that. And when I was ready to get back home, Harvey hurricane hit the city. But it's not like in the movies. You know, in the movies you watch, the things are flying and cows are flying and cars are moving and water is going up and all that. But it's a movie. And in this case was real life. So when I started listening to the news and they were saying the tropical rain is getting higher level, now it's a hurricane, now it's a 1 level, 2 level, 5 level, a lot of deaths are expected, and etc. I faced death. I knew death was coming for me, for my relatives, for my daughter, for somebody. So I talked to God and I told him, hey, if somebody has to die, please let it be me. If it's possible to choose, you have the last word. But if it's possible to choose, please take me. Uh, things happened. Thank God we didn't get any, not even a scratch. No one in the family, no one in the house where we were staying at, and I survived. My daughter survived, and everyone survived, and no damages in the house. But everyone around it, their house was flooded 1 or 2 stories high in water. We helped rescue a lot of people. People live in their houses in boats. Long story, but so I thank God in that moment. I told him, hey, thank you for keeping us alive. Thank you for not getting and not even a scratch on ourselves. Thank you very much. I've been a business owner for 20 years now. Back then, 17 years. But I hadn't realized until that moment that I could have died and that my business would still survive without my presence. In that moment, I realized about it, and I decided to help other business owners to do the same, to have the peace of mind that they could pass away and their business would keep on living. But I don't want it to make it so dramatic. It doesn't need for you to die. Maybe you have a new kid coming, maybe you have a presentation of your daughter, of your son, graduation, your wife had an accomplishment, and you cannot leave your job because if you leave your job, you need to close doors and you are stop making money. So that's when I realized of that. And I started preparing myself and self-analyzing. What have I done in the 17 years prior to that day to keep my business running so that it could survive without my presence? I put all that knowledge together. I started enrolling Tony Robbins courses, Dean Graciosa's courses, Grant Cardone courses, and I started Bob Proctor's courses, and I started putting a lot of tools together so that I could help more business owners who want to make an impact in the world, who are not there just for the money, because that's one of the things that I first realized, that I was not having that success because I was focusing on the money. It was because I was focusing on helping others, on helping my customers, but also helping all the people who belong to my team. I consider back then and right now my team members part of the family. And I think as a business owner, one of the biggest pleasure I get to have is to assist other families to get a high quality of life for them and for their families. So those little things that I'm telling you right now, I didn't know, I hadn't realized about it until Harvey Hurricane hit my life. And that's what I do. That's what I do. I share all these tools with the people who hire my services to find out who they are, why they do what they do, and do them in the best possible way so that not only can they be making money, but they can also get a sense of fulfillment and a sense of impacting some other people's lives. So that's basically what I do. And how I do it, well, just to give you an example, last week I had a workshop where I help people find out what their life purpose is. Because when you find what your life purpose is, oh my gosh, a whole new world opens to you. You start doing things because you know you are helping others. You start doing things because you know that's the things you love to do. You start doing things because you know people recognize you because you are good at doing that. And you get money because you took care of the other things, the other three things first. So when you do that, you know if you want to keep your business open, give it a twist, or start opening a new business that is more in alignment with your life purpose. And that's what I did 3 years ago, because the business that I've owned for 20 years now, it was not in alignment with my life purpose. It gave me trips to the United States for 1 month with my family, to Disney World, but I got a sense of emptiness inside in my life. I felt like I was not really doing much with my life. Now that I am living my life purpose, which is being a clarity coach, I am smiling most of the time. I'm happy most of the time. I get obstacles still on the way, but I overcome them more easily. And I don't see them as an obstacle. I see them as challenges and as lessons to be learned that will help me grow personally and in general. So I share tools like these ones, and that's the way I do it, Christian. I don't know if that answers a little bit about some of the questions you may have. If you may have some other questions,
sure,
please.
Yeah. No, Daniel,
please
look, appreciate your sharing your story and the way you became to where you are right now, which is great. It's always good to see because it's always something in. If you look at it's an experience, and most of the time in people's life, change comes when you're facing a negative environment, or you find something negative happens in your life, or you're in the face of like an event with your hurricane. You're looking and just thinking about your life, what you're doing, what are your priorities. So that's always important to understand when you go to that stage. How do you respond to your life? Some people can just start panicking. Your choice was just to just to reach to God and pray, and see what's more important, who's the next most important part in your life, and the person in your life. So that's a great. How would you find the same clarity for somebody, let's say not just in personal life, but in their business? What will be your approach to find somebody's clarity?
Well, the most powerful tool is asking questions. I am not here to tell you or to tell anyone what's the best thing for you to do. I'm here to ask you the questions that will get you the answers that you need to get, because most of us already know the answers. Most of us already have all the knowledge or all the experience that will help us to get us to reach the next level. The slogan in my company is stop, go, achieve. The stop that I had was the hurricane. I had to make a stop in my life. So I don't need you to leave a hurricane, or I don't need you to have a hard time in your life. Together, we can. I realized about it later because of this, So what I do is I help you make a stop in your life, and I ask you a set of questions, and by that we get clarity on what you want, what your life purpose is. One of the first things that I help you know, because maybe your goal is to have this profession or to have this business, but then we come to realize with the questions that you are doing that only to please your father, or to please your wife, or to please your grandfather, because he told you back when you were little that it would be great and that he would be feeling very proud of you if you became an engineer.
Yeah,
but you don't want to be an engineer. You hate being an engineer. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So by asking questions, we will know what will get you on the pertinent or the right path for you in that moment of your life.
Awesome. Well, since talking about questions, Raluca is asking a question. You mentioned the life purpose workshop. Can you tell us more about the process and how is that working? How do you put that in place?
Sure. I named it Ikigai. The workshop, I named it Ikigai because Ikigai is the Japanese word for life purpose, and that's a technique that Japanese people develop. What we do is we look at 4 different, very important areas of your life. First thing, they are also equally important, okay? I just mentioned the first one because this is the first one I'm saying, but they are all equally important. If you leave one of these things out of the picture, it's not going to be good for you, and you'll understand why once I explain. Okay, so ingredient number 1, let's say we are cooking the cake for your life purpose. Ingredient number 1, you need to know what you are passionate about. You need to know what you would be willing to do even if there was no money involved. You need to know very clear what you can do for hours, because we need to invest time in growing whatever you want to do. You need to invest time. And if you are going to invest time, it is better for you to doing something that you love doing it. Otherwise, when you hit the first obstacle, when you get, you need to stop watching at the watch to see if it's time to close doors in the business. And the only way to stop watching that is because you are so excited and so focused on what you're doing that time flies like this. Okay, so ingredient number one, make sure you love doing what you are doing. I hope you have your pen ready. If not, I'll give you 10 seconds to do it.
It's okay, I'm taking notes.
Okay, ingredient number two, you need to make sure that you are good at that. But not that you think that you are good at doing that, not that you feel like you are good. Is that a third party, someone else, preferably not just one person, but many people tell you, hey, Christian, you're really good at interviewing people. You should have a show where you interview people. Hey, Christian, you are really good at doing this. You should put a business. You're a really good cook, good cooking burgers. Why don't you open a burger stand? So, but it's not just one person. Many people tell you, you're really good at this, you're really good at this. Okay, so you are getting feedback from the outside. It's not something that you think you are good at. It's not something that you feel you are good at. It's something that someone else continuously tells you, hey, you're really good at this. That's ingredient number two. Ingredient number three is something that is going to impact others for good, positively impact others. Some people think musicians are a waste of time. Hey, why are you wasting your time becoming a musician? Well, I don't know if you have done this before, Christian, but sometimes when you put certain music, you get all pumped up. When you put certain music, you go down in your energy. Music has a lot of power in your life. So if you are somebody who can compose music or play the instrument like nobody else in the world, imagine David Garrett. He plays the violin. I'm pretty sure that many people thought, what a loser. I mean, playing the violin, what is he going to do with his life? Well, if you know who David Garrett is, you know what he's doing with his life just by playing the violin. And people don't pay to listen to him just because they pay, because they get a feeling inside them themselves. And once they leave the concert, they want to keep on living because of all the emotion that he put in that, and that emotion and that energy went to their lives. He's impacting all the people in the audience for good. So if what you are doing is helping someone else to have a better life, to have more energy, to feel happier about themselves, if you put a smile in someone else's faces by doing what you're doing, a carpenter, it's not the same to be a carpenter just because than to be a carpenter who is asking, hey, Christian, why do you want this piece of furniture? What usage are you going to give to it? What is your favorite color? Who is going to use it? What are you planning to put inside of it? A carpenter that is really happy with doing that is going to ask all these kind of questions. A carpenter that is doing things just because he's going to say, hey, what is the space that you need to fill? What is the width? What is the height? And that's it. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so it's all about the passion, is it?
Yeah. So if you're impacting someone else's life, then you have ingredient number three. Ingredient number four, people needs to be willing to pay you for doing that. Would you be willing to pay for the services for a carpenter that is going to give you the furniture, that is going to help you get everything you wanted in there, that the things that you don't need so frequently will be in the bottom or really high place where you don't have to reach them, but the place that you need on daily basis are very handy, and that it doesn't occupy more space in your bedroom, that matches the color of it goes in harmony with the rest of the house. Would you be willing to pay a guy? So you were muted.
Probably not. Sorry.
You would not be willing to pay for the services of a carpenter who is going to make your life easier?
Well, if it makes my life, probably if you will listen to me and what I need, yes, I will. because
That's what I
the
mean.
main
That's
thing.
what I mean.
Yeah.
He's going to ask you tons of questions, not just color, size, and that's it. How many drawers? No. He's going to know, hey, why are you willing to invest in this piece of furniture? So if people is willing to pay for the service that you provide, then you have the fourth ingredient for your life purpose. Once you have all those four pieces, you can put the puzzle together. The secret here is each time you answer one of these questions, you only answer with one word. It is an action. It is an activity. For instance, what do you love to do?
I just love to help people.
You love to help people. What else?
I don't know. I love to go out and about with my daughter and spend time with my friends.
Okay. So you like to be in outdoors and to be social.
Yes.
Okay. What else?
I don't know. I like to develop myself all the time.
Okay. Okay.
Learning, it's one of my. I always like to learn something new, and experience it afterwards. Obviously.
Okay. So some people say, and I agree with it, that learning is when you put it in your heart, because here is your piece of knowledge. But when you live it and when you already know how to apply it, then it's become a part of you. So that's what you like. And out of those 5 things, what has people told you you are good at?
Helping people.
You're good at helping people. What else?
Well, I don't know. People they have the tendency, and I always kind of tell them not to look up to me and say that I have so much knowledge and I'm determined and driven and never give up. So they just they find the inspiration in what I do and what I've done in my life. So I think probably that's why people like what I do.
But you don't like people to come to you?
Well, I do like it, but I just don't like people to say that, oh, you're such a big guy and they put you on the pedestal, because I think that I believe in equality. So probably that's why the reason I just put myself on the same level, so that I don't see myself as looking down to them kind of thing. But they always look up to me because of the knowledge I have, then, the way I bring, good things in them and, lift them up. And just take them to the next level in their life. I just like to empower people and find that thing that they can't see in themselves. I can see people when they have something like they have I'm trying to find the right wording. They have more than belief that they think they have.
You help them discover their limiting beliefs.
Exactly, yeah.
And that empowers people. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. What you do is awesome. You already got 2. Question number 3. Are you helping others by doing, what are you doing to help others?
Yeah, I do. Well, I help myself and I help others in the same time. So I do make a difference, and I've seen making the difference in other people already, and probably that's why the reason I kind of slowly moved. I wouldn't say moved, but kind of opened the business in coaching others officially, rather than just doing it on the part of my life. So I kind of become the business. I become who I am, because I kind of just embrace who I am, and rather than just, I help you all the time and that's it. So I embraced it. I embrace who I am.
I know what you mean, because for years also many people came asking for assistance, for help, and I would just give it away for free, and because I felt like helping people just like you did.
Yes.
Now, the last ingredient is people willing to pay you for getting them to the next level.
Yes. And to be honest, you see, I will give you an example. When I had somebody, I would say a client, and we discussed about the pricing and everything else, and her impression was totally different from what I thought. because we didn't discuss the price in like directly, because I wanted to know exactly where her mindset is and how much she thinks and how much she's willing to pay for her own benefit, not to pay me. And she said that she would be willing to pay 10,000 for a program to help her out. I don't know, like 3 months or 6 months. But she's like, oh, I don't have the money, but I can't afford to pay you anyway. And I say, okay. So, and I ask the question, so how much you think that I'm charging for my coaching? And her answer just astonished me as well, because I didn't expect it. And she said 100,000. And I was like, really? Would you pay that? And I was like, well, you have the experience, you have the knowledge, you already proven that you can help me. And I say, yeah, I think that's how much your courses are. And like, I'm selling myself too short. I'm not even close to that in my mind anyway. So
Yeah, yeah,
speaking
yeah.
of limited beliefs, yeah, the more clear you are and the more you believe in yourself, the easier for you to change your life and enjoy it, love it, do what you do, because it comes from within. So that kind of gives you the clarity.
That's correct. So now you know that you can charge that much. That is a very good indicator that people is willing to pay and to pay good.
Yes.
So you already you already answered those 4 questions. Would you say that you are living your life purpose?
I wouldn't say right now, but I'm on the right track.
Why do you say you are not living it right now?
Because I'm still learning and developing who I am.
You will never stop learning. Do you agree?
Yeah, obviously. But I mean, the shift from being me, I've been working in real estate and hospitality for the last 25 years. And then I shifted from that into fully helping coach people and coaching. So I think that's the only limited belief in my head, I would say, when because I shifted and I'm starting a new chapter, I see myself as starting from zero, rather than say, well, all that experience made you who you are. So the minute I agreed with myself that I have 25 years experience, they'll all be like, yeah, 100,000, there you go, charge it.
Let me remind you this. Okay, we're talking about life purpose.
Yes.
So in this moment, because everything changes, we keep evolving, especially people like yourself who is learning continuously. If you are a realtor,
Yes.
or if you are a life coach, as you are right now, which one would you say is your life purpose?
Life coach.
That's what I mean. These questions that I asked, if you had told me, hey, I love showing houses to people, I love assisting people to find the place that is going to give them the place where they need to cook, where they can rest for the night, where they can park their cars, where there is a close grocery store, then I would say, hey, your life purpose is to be a realtor. But that is not what your answer was it?
Yeah, no, but to see if I look, it actually was good that you mentioned that, because if I look back into what I've done with my business in the last 5 years, when I took it from nothing to make it the strongest in what I am right now, uh, is actually still me, the life coach, who's done it, because I help those people to make a change in their life. I help them to realize that don't do this, don't go this way because they lose. Make this way. Let me show you how to make more money, and buy your new holiday home, or invest in this and save. So to a certain extent, even with the real estate, I'm still helping people. It's just not as a higher impact as I'm doing it when I'm actually changing somebody's life directly and purposely for that, rather than just their house.
That's what I wanted you to. I haven't told you anything. I've been asking questions. That's what I told you. That you said, hey, how can you help me? Hey, by asking questions.
Yes,
So
no, you're right.
the next question would be, as a life coach, you have recently changed that chapter officially. You just decided, but I don't think you just decided. You just decided to name yourself a life coach. But if you close your eyes and you think about it, for how long has people been asking you for help? And for how long the advice that you gave them helped them to get the results they wanted?
For at least 25 years, probably.
So
Yeah.
are you willing to start charging 100,000 because you have 25 years experience?
Well, probably. Makes it easier to say, like, I have 25 years experience, I'm doing this forever.
And would you be lying?
No.
Would you be saying 25 years because it sounds good or because it's real?
Well, but it's both, because it's real and sounds good in the same time. So I kind of reinforce and put you in that perspective where you believe more and you're more confident to go out and ask for the 100,000 for your courses rather than 10.
Well, all I'm saying is, one thing is to have the business card, and another thing is to be doing the things. You have not had your business cards for very long, have you? With the life coach?
Well, officially probably about just over a year. Unofficially for more than that.
But here you have you had a billboard that said life coach, and people knew it. That's why they came to you, because people didn't reach out to you to tell you, hey, I want to bake a cake. How do you cook this? How do you cook that? If that was the case, then I would say you have been a chef for a long time. You just didn't know it. Yeah. And that's what happens in these workshops. People connect to themselves and they realize about these sort of things. In your case, I'm really happy to know that you are already a life coach and that you are already living your life purpose. But in some cases, that's not the case. In some cases, like I told you, they realize they are a doctor just to make someone else happy. But remember that when you say yes to someone else, you are saying no to yourself. So when you say no to yourself, do you think you're going to be satisfied with your life?
Probably not.
Do you think that you're going to be super happy doing what you're doing?
Well, you see, with that, I think people have different perspectives. Some people are just they're happy to have the money, even if they don't do what they do best. So all the background and all the things that they've been taught from kids has something to do with it. So some people just don't live their life purpose because they've been taught not to, and they don't have that. I would say probably belief and the power to make the choice. So they're like, yeah, this is what my mom used to do, want me to do, and I'm really good at it. But yeah, I'm making good money, so why would I change it? So they are afraid to make the change into their life purpose.
And that's what I wanted to get to. Once you discover what your life purpose is, it doesn't mean that you need to start. Let's say, based on your answers, we realized you were supposed to be a chef. It doesn't mean that you say, okay, Daniel, goodbye. I close this transmission because I'm going to become a chef.
Well, I used to be a chef, so there you go.
It means that now you know, that now you have clarity on what your life purpose is. And now is your decision to keep on doing what you are doing or to start living your life purpose. And that's what I did. The business that I found for 20 years, I still make money from that business. I didn't close doors. I just did some changes internally so that it would be more in alignment with my business, with my life purpose. But I also started preparing to become a life coach as well.
Excellent.
And that's what has given me the satisfaction that I have right now. That's what has given me the relationship with my wife that I have now. That what has given me the relationship that I have with my kids right now, because I can confess to you that I was really angry. I was really stressed. My hands would peel off because of the stress that I had. I was over 230 pounds almost because of yes, I was making money. Like I told you, I could go on a trip to New Orleans, to Las Vegas, to Texas, and spend a lot of money there and have fun. But inside, I wasn't feeling good. I was shouting at my kids. I was angry with my wife. I was angry at myself. That was the reality.
Yeah, no, I know that. I've been
You
through
know?
that. Yeah.
So that's why I'm just sharing this with you so that you know the difference between making money and without a life purpose and making money in alignment with your life purpose. And that is why that's the first thing I do with the people who decides to hire my services, because I saw it in my life. It's really, really important. I'm not saying making money is good. I'm not saying making money for making money is bad. I'm just telling you what I've seen in my life and in my customers' lives.
Very nice. No, I appreciate Daniel. I just want to see if any of the other guys. I know we have a few coaches and Peter on with lots of knowledge. So Peter, any questions for Daniel, Raluca, Iliana?
What it will be the difference between the life purpose and your, I would say, goals in life?
That's the next step, Peter. Thank you very much for asking that question. Because once you have your life purpose, then you can set goals which are in alignment with your life purpose. Because let's put the doctor example. Okay. Oh, I am a doctor already, but now I want to become a neurosurgeon. But I was doing all that, and becoming a neurosurgeon was my goal. Like I said, just to make my parents happy, because they always wanted to have a son who was a neurosurgeon. But now that I know that is not what I want, that is not what is going to make me happy. That is not because if I am a frustrated doctor, all you are going to get is lawsuits. All you are going to get is patients who don't want to come back to you because the service you gave them was not what they were expecting from you. So when you realize that, and you realize that you want to become a realtor, now you can change your goals to learn how to appraise a house, how to show a house, what I need to know about the square feet meters, what I need to know, how to know if you need a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, or to learn about what a realtor business is. Now your goals are very different because you discovered what your life purpose. So life purpose is just the tip of the iceberg. Now it's a domino effect. It will affect everything in your life. It will positively impact your life now. And your goals is the next step. That's actually what I offer after the life coach or the Ikigai workshop. I offer 6-week coaching group where the first thing we do is goal setting. Because now that you have clarity of mind, and that you decided, because this is the important part, it is your decision to keep on and become the neurosurgeon, even though you already know what is going to give you. And it is your decision to become a realtor. If you decide to become a realtor and you want me and the rest of the group to assist you to reach your goals and to have clarity of mind and to have accountability, then now for 6 weeks, you can join this coaching group. I don't know if this answers your question, Peter.
Yes, sir, it does. And thank you very much. And just as like an idea for what we're looking for, uh, like I remember like back in the days, I was always like I had so many jobs, I think I had around like 50, 60 different type of jobs. And I never find myself in any of the jobs. And just as a question for somebody that you like yourself, that it's in this life purpose thing, is like when you're lost in among jobs that you keep not finding yourself in it, what will be the signals that you will find to be like, okay, this is time for me to do something, to change something? Because back in the days there were no internet, and there were not like gurus and coaches like now. And I remember that the only thing I you could do is ask your family or friends, or they were not knowing better than you. And the only thing they will advise you, hey, don't be stupid and quit your job. And now the question it is, like, okay, if I'm not gonna quit my job, what I'm gonna know or what I need to do for myself without the coach to kind of figure out the pattern that I'm following and how I can change in something that is gonna be desirable for me, for my future, for my jobs, for my whatever you have as a dream, and how to find that pattern and how to follow it.
Thank you for the question. Let me make sure I understood your question. If I want to quit my job, like the 50th job I had, because I already had 49 jobs prior to this one, and none of them has made me happy. If I want to quit my job and start a business, how do I know I'm ready to do it? Is that your question?
Yes.
Okay.
How to
I
figure
will.
out, what is
Yeah.
gonna be the pattern that I had to follow to. I mean, you're working a job and you're like unhappy, but except unhappiness, what else is gonna be like? Hey, is anything that you can figure out by yourself to be like, oh yeah, I think I'm on the right pattern, nothing the thing I desire. Maybe I should work harder. Maybe I should change totally the work. Maybe I should quit the job and figure out something else, follow my path and follow my dreams. It's like literally, I know that there are a lot of young people, and not even young, any person, I guess, in this world, that maybe they have the question, what can I do by myself to figure out if I'm on the right path and on the right job, on the right career, on the right desire of fulfilling my life, and I'm following my dreams, my passion, and how I'm going to be able to figure out where I am and how to move to the next level.
Okay, I will tell you from my personal experience, okay? Almost 20 years ago, people called me asshole. I'm sorry I say that word, but that's what they called me. They called me idiot. They called me irresponsible. They called me a lot of things. And I'm not saying people walking down the street. I'm saying my brothers-in-law, my cousins, my relatives, the people who love me. And I put it into quotes because they do love me. But why did they call me that? Because that's the time when I decided to quit my 9-to-5 job. It was not really a 9-to-5 job. It was a more than 12 to 16 hours per day job. And why did I quit? Because I made a stop in my life. That's why I told you my slogan is stop, stop, go achieve. The first thing that you need to do in that case, Peter, or the young guy who is to make a stop and ask himself, am I happy with what I'm doing? Do I like the future I see here? The first job I had in my life it was when I was 17 years old. Here in Mexico, if your parents sign a document, you can work before you go and become 18 years old. I was working at McDonald's, and I was super excited about it because I was in the beginning, I was cleaning dishes, then I was flipping burgers, but I knew that I could become the manager of that franchise. That's the way it is. Okay. One day, one of the managers, because people trust me a lot, he told me, hey, please go and get my paycheck. I left it in the desktop. Please go and get my paycheck. I went and I gave him the paycheck, but obviously I looked at the amount in the paycheck. When I saw that, I quit it the day after, because I knew I was not going to be able to make for the rest of my life. With that money, I could not survive. So that was a stop that life gave to me. Because if I had stopped before and I had asked myself, can I be a manager for the rest of my life of McDonald's? Will this give me enough to pay my house, to pay my kids, to keep on learning things? Will I be happy and satisfied helping others being a manager here in McDonald's? And if the answers were yes, you can be sure I would still be working in McDonald's. But the answer in that moment was no. So if you answer no to happiness and you are answering yes to frustration, to no sense of fulfillment, if you are not getting yourself in a continuous development process and you don't feel like you don't like that, those are very good indicators that there is something better out there for you. There are better options for you. And I'm not telling you to quit your job, because if everybody was a business owner, then who would be working for those businesses? There's some people who is meant to work as an employee, and there is nothing wrong with it. But once you know your life purpose is to become an employee, you will be the happiest employee in the company. And what do you think is going to happen if you are the happiest employee in the company? You will start being the most punctual guy. You will start being the guy who delivers the services right away. You are going to be the guy who outstands from the crowd. You are going to be the guy who people is going to be looking for you. And whenever there is a new position, who do you think they are going to reach for?
They're going to reach for somebody else. See, what I actually remind, what this remind myself of is I read somewhere, I'm trying to recall it where, but I think it might be one of Jim Quick's books. He says that the A-level students are learning and teaching the B-level students to work for the C-level students who they're open the businesses. So you don't have to be an A-level student in school in order to be successful in life. You just need to find your purpose and do it.
That's correct.
You do it.
That's correct, because if you only focus on the grades, and that was just what the thing that motivated you to get the grades, eventually you will forget that knowledge. But if you are doing things because you love doing those things, in McDonald's, thank God, before I saw that paycheck, I don't know in your country, but here in Mexico, I'm telling you about almost 30 years ago, maybe. About 30, less than 30 years, 25 years ago, I was working there in McDonald's. And back then, McDonald's here in Mexico was a place only for rich people. Only rich people could afford to go to McDonald's back then. Right now, almost anyone can go in there. But back then, only people with a Mercedes-Benz, with a Beamer, that was the kind of customers McDonald's had back then. And I was in high school, remember, so I was 17. So I was in the moment where I had to decide the university I was going to attend to. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to study? So I saw two old guys all suited up. They looked happy. And I said, I'm going to approach these guys and I'm going to ask them, hey, what's the secret? What should I study? And that's what I did. And they gave me ingredient number 1 of the 3 ingredients. They told me, do what you love doing. Do what you're passionate about. I own a business that makes this much money, and I only started elementary school. He makes more money than I did, and he studied high school. But he doesn't make more money because he studied high school. It's just because he has more experience and better services than I do. But we both are making money. We both provide money for our family. We both create jobs. And we didn't finish university. We didn't even attend university. None of us. But we did what we are passionate about. So they gave me ingredient number 1, 25 years ago.
That's good. That's good. Well, that you see, when you speak about this stuff, I just like things are coming back in my head. I remember when I was finished my secondary school and need to go to high school. You know, everybody has like, you know, the preferential, oh, go to this high school because it's so good and stuff like that. So I remember that my mom and dad, they were pushing me to go to this it's like, you know, railway high school, when you teach all about how to drive the trains and how to do the to make up the trains and build them up and all this stuff. And everybody was like, oh, this is a good paid check, it's a good place to go, good income in the future and so on. So because I didn't have, it was like it was based on your grades, but also based on first come first serve, who's going to get enrolled in the high school. And I didn't get in. And I was so annoyed that, like, look, I couldn't get in, so I'm going to end up in this hospitality high school thing. And now looking back after, I don't know, 30 years, I'm thinking about that was actually a great thing, because I end up doing something I love to do, and I started speaking with people, and I learned like face-to-face interaction. If I end up in working in a railway and driving a train, well, I would be just like, you know, like that. I would see like a horse, just nothing ahead, and the interaction with other people will be very limited. So we always need to think twice before we get upset or blame somebody for the choice or the situation at that time, because actually that decision can change and lead you to the way you're supposed to be all the way. You just didn't know it at that time.
That's correct. And what happens here, Christian, is that when you are open to learning and when you are open to listen to what life is trying to tell you, you realize about those sort of things. Because when you are not open to it, you will only get frustration. You will only get upset. But I'm pretty sure you have always had a positive attitude, because you could have insisted, and you could have get mad, and you could have taken a very different approach to the people saying no to you. You cannot come to this school, but you decided to do what life showed at you. There is a video that I posted in my group, where I say that every day you need to go back to the day before, or in the night before. In the night, you can go through your day. This stop, go, achieve is not a stop once every 2 years. It's a stop continuously. Stop and think and realize what happened today and why. But more than why, the important answer is what for. What for? You did, in my opinion, you didn't get accepted in that school so that you could get to know hospitality, and you get to know your life purpose was in there. Because in my opinion, and I'm saying it's my opinion, life is always trying to direct you in the right way. But when you are not paying attention, that's why it's so important to be in the here and now. when you are not in the here and now and you are thinking about the things that you're going to do in the future, or you're frustrated about the things that you did in the past, you're not paying attention to the things that life is giving to you. I'm not saying giving as a gift,
Yes.
because now you can see it was a gift to you. That denial, that rejection, that was a gift to you. Because I don't know yourself, but myself, there is a question that people ask: if you could go back in time and change something, what would you change? My answer is nothing at all. Because the tiny little thing that you change changes everything. If I change something, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be talking to you right now. And I'm pretty sure if you had been accepted back then, you wouldn't be here sitting in that place with that microphone and that camera in front of you.
Probably, yeah. Well, very true. Daniel, you mentioned earlier about your group. If people wants to reach you, what will be the best? Do you have like a website, or do you have a Facebook page where they can reach you?
I have. I will post. Do I send it to you by WhatsApp or in the chat, or
If
how
you tell
did
me
you
right
recommend?
now, I can just put in the chat.
Okay, I will send you the link to the group.
Okay.
I'm about to rebuild the group, to rebrand the group, and I'm going to tell you why. And this is very important. Before you join, let me tell you this. I just realized.
The parents, entrepreneurial parents you're talking about. The group.
Yes, I just realized I'm not here to assist only parents. Also, people who doesn't have who is single. I'm not only here to assist people who has kids. Also, people who is just married. It doesn't need to be. But if they are business owners, and this is the most important part, this is the change that I'm going to do. If you want to positively impact other people's lives with your business, then I'm here for you. If you are here just for the money, there are many other places and there are many other experts who can help you just make money for making money. But if you want to do things because you love doing them, if you want to do them because people have told you are good at them, if you want to do them because you want to leave a legacy in the world, and as a benefit of doing those three things, you will get a lot of money. Because I'm telling you, Christian, you're ready for 100,000, but it's not important what I think about it. What matters is what you think about it.
Yeah, it's always more important what you think rather than what other people think.
So ask yourself, what's stopping me from realizing I'm ready to charge 100K? And that'll help you to start charging, if not 100K, at least 50K, which is more than 10,000K.
It is, yeah. No, I agree. And look, Daniel, I appreciate you coming over today on such a short notice and providing all this great information today. I know you have a busy life and you have a great family to take care of. So yeah, we really appreciate it. I think everybody in the room and people they're going to see the video later on, they'll appreciate your time. Any last thoughts or any last things that you want to share with us?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you and Pete for the invitation. And I want to thank all the people in the audience who has been here watching the interview. And I want to tell you that I really hope that whatever I shared with you today help you to get a little closer to your goals.
No, it
help
is.
you to get a little closer to your life purpose. If what I share with you helps you find out what your life purpose is, I'm super happy with today's time. You said I'm pretty busy, and I'm really not. I'm occupied, and I'm occupied doing the things that I want to do. Because I just stopped doing that. That's the beauty. That's another beautiful thing about living your life purpose. You stop doing things because you have to do them, because you need to do them, or because you must do them. You start doing the things because you want to do them. So everything I do in my day, in my life now, is because I want to do them, and I want to be here with you. And I really thank you for the invitation. Thank you very
I
much.
appreciate it, and I hope you're gonna come back again soon. So we're gonna do some more sessions because it's been great. So thank you again for coming, and I want to thank to Peter for organizing this as well, and to Raluca and Iliana to join us today. Have a great afternoon, I'll say. We're in Mexico, and
Yeah.
Africa.
About it.
Yeah, and a great evening to Raluca and Iliana because they are in Romania and Bulgaria. So it's a mixture of hours and countries in this call. So thank you again, everyone. And I shall see you again next week when it's like 6 p.m. in UK and 1 p.m. if you're in Eastern and in America, so or Mexico. So thank you again,
Mexico.
everyone, and I look forward to speak to you soon.
Thank you. Have an excellent day, everyone.
You too. Bye bye for now.
Bye bye.